Hi everyone, welcome to episode 2 of 5-Minute Fix with Mina, hashtag 5minfic. Today's AbhiGya idea is actually an old one that I had way back in the kidnapping track, or right after the kidnapping track, when Abhi was avoiding Pragya because she'd confessed her love to him and he didn't know how to handle it. So the 5 minutes will begin now. So in this idea, what happens is that Abhi actually isn't intending to stay married to Pragya. He hasn't fallen in love with her yet. And while he appreciates her, he doesn't actually see himself having a life with her. It's like what he said to Tanu when he went to save her, is that he had to go and save her out of duty. So even though everything they went through in the kidnapping, where he almost died and she saved his life, he still came out of it thinking that he had to keep his commitments from before, and that he, doesn't have any more attachment to Pragya than just they were married by mistake and they spent some months together, had some crazy intense experiences, but aren't meant to be as a couple and as husband and wife for the rest of their lives. So Abhi finally works up the nerve to tell her that, look, I'm sorry, your confession meant a lot to me, but I don't feel that way about you. I actually promised to marry Tanu. At Lori, there were her parents that you thought you brokered a business deal with. It was actually her parents, and we're going to be getting married in a few months. And Pragya, of course, is completely shocked and shattered. She'd confessed her love to Abhi, and whatever she might have said, she probably really did feel inside a lot of hope that maybe he would love her back and they could have a life together, they could have a future together. But being Pragya, she doesn't show her devastation when she doesn't get what she wants in life, because she's used to not getting what she wants in life. That's always happened to her, so she knows how to deal with that. So, she just goes kind of a little bit cold and silent and just says, okay, thank you for telling me. Good luck with everything, because she's Pragya, so she's wishing him the best no matter what happens. So they are then in this little awkward state where they've talked about the fact that, they don't have a future together. Abhi's planning to marry someone else really very soon, which means that he has to divorce Pragya and she has to move on in life. And somehow they get to talking about, what will Pragya's future look like? And Pragya is saying that she doesn't intend to get married again, that this experience was enough for her. And I've always thought that Abhi would be really bothered by that idea, that he married her by mistake for revenge, etc., whatever, but he never wanted to ruin her life after, he understood that she actually never did anything wrong in his life. So the idea that she would give up on marriage because of the marriage mistake they had between them, that would be something that really offends Abhi. This is definitely an idea that I often like to try to come back to in my fix. So in this AU idea, this 5minfic, they're talking about it, and Abhi's arguing with her that, why should you give up on the idea of marriage? Why should you give up on the idea of love? There's someone out there for you. And Pragya just doesn't, want to hear it. She's always tried to be very practical, and her mistake was in falling in love with Abhi. Not that she could really control it, so it's not really a mistake. But she's trying to scale back to who she was before she had all these feelings for Abhi, when she didn't believe in love, and she was very practical, and she's thinking about building her life around being independent and supporting her family, and, what does she even need marriage for anyway? So Abhi, in order to kind of get her thinking in a more positive direction, starts to jokingly describe to her who he imagines for her future husband, what kind of guy he would be. He'd be nerdy like her, he'd be responsible like her, he'd be boring, quote unquote, like her. And how would they meet? They'd meet at a bookshop, or they'd meet at a coffee shop, or they'd meet at a library, or whatever the situation is that's, completely different than how he and Pragya ever met. And, he just keeps teasing her and joking with her about the qualities of this supposed husband. And finally she just starts engaging with him and kind of joking back and arguing with him and saying, well, no, he wouldn't look nerdy, he'd look kind of hot, maybe he'd look like, whoever her favorite TV serial actor is, Barun Sapti, Iqbal Khan, whoever he might be, I don't know. I've written drabbles with different possibilities on all of those. Maybe even Shabir Aluwalia, maybe that's who she wants her future husband to look like. And Abhi at first is amused by this conversation, and he's glad that she's getting into it and describing this, alternate future. It makes him feel better about everything that happened between them, that at least she's going to move on in life. At least she's finally open to the idea of moving on in life. But the more they talk and joke about this future husband of hers, and she starts to be more kind of positive about the fact that their marriage is ending, they're going to divorce and move on in life, the more kind of strange he starts to feel about it. And he starts to think about, Pragya actually being with someone else, actually being someone else's wife, wearing someone else's kumkum, living in someone else's room, being the darling of someone else's dadi. It starts to really freak him out. And he doesn't know why. Why should he be bothered if Pragya moves on in life? That's exactly what he's been telling her to do. But it eventually gets to him, and they keep thinking that they are going to be separating their lives and starting to make some motions towards it, but he keeps thinking of this fictional husband with Pragya, and it just makes him so restless, and it's at the back of his mind for several weeks until finally he realizes that he doesn't want anyone else to be that future husband. He wants to be that future husband, and then it's up to him to prove that he can be what Pragya apparently seems to want, which might be someone kind of like him, but kind of also not like him, based on all of the fun conversations they've had. And my 5 minutes are coming to an end, pretty much, so I can't really go into much further detail. I was actually supposed to tell you what happens after Abhi comes to that realization, but it took 5 minutes just to tell you the setup, so that's really all that's going to happen for this 5-minute fic. It's this possibility where just this concept of Pragya's future husband is enough to drive Abhi to realize that he wants to be her husband. And I think that would just be a really fun story. You might not ever see it on a TV show because it might not be dramatic enough, but I think all of us who love the characters could see that playing out in our minds, and I hope that's what I've been able to suggest to you. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time for another 5-minute fic. Take care, everyone. Bye.